This video is about the Bedoon of Kuwait and communications by the Human Rights Council Working Group on the Universal Periodic Review of Kuwait for 2020. The communications were dated the 13th of November 2019 and were addressed to the General Assembly, wherein the working group excluded that erasure or administrative ethnic cleansing of the Bedoon by the state of Kuwait had been reported by multiple reliable sources in their official communications for the UPR. In 2019, a number of human rights NGOs reported to the United Nations Universal Periodic Review of Kuwait for 2020, stating clearly that the government of Kuwait was applying a false identity to the Bedoon. Some offered specific evidence this had been occurring since 1983 and included official documents produced by the state showing that the Bedoons are forced to sign false confessions. On the following page, I show an official government document enforcing the system of erasure, also known as administrative ethnic cleansing, on the Bedoon by the state of Kuwait. The Bedoon are forced to sign this blank form. Later, government staff fill in the form and claim the form is proof the person is a citizen of another state. On the following page is an identity card issued to a Bedoon. The card states that the person is a national of another country. The claim is based on proofs such as the previous form shown, which was a document of enforced false confession. On the following page, I show a picture of Kuwait. They have distributed this picture on social media, calling for an end to the erasure. The Bedoon are aware that the UNHRC recommends registration of all Bedoons on the basis that they are stateless. However, the Bedoon experience and openly discuss the fact that the regularisation and registration process is one of criminalisation of the Bedoon. This problem is also discussed regularly in Kuwait's parliament. This has nothing to do with granting citizenship or human rights or human security. The process is part of the system of erasure, criminalisation, surveillance, oppression and violence. On the following page is a picture of the government of Kuwait claiming to promise free education and human rights to the Bedoon to a visiting ambassador. The state admits that it is public policy only to provide these so-called human rights as long as individuals are willing to continue to sign the fraudulent documents or blank forms enabling the state to steal their identity. The government of Kuwait claims it has collected some 5 million documents of this proof Bedoons have other nationality. The government of Kuwait has not shown that the Bedoon have another nationality or form of citizenship. This is not a legitimate method of regularisation or registration of personal identity. It is a method of erasure, which is a form of administrative ethnic cleansing and can be, in some circumstances, an indicator of genocide. The erasure or administrative ethnic cleansing of the Bedoon has been proven, along with a number of indicators of genocide. This has been shown to be a set of facts and a government system enforced on the Bedoon since at least 1983, if not earlier. There is absolutely no doubt that erasure is occurring to the Bedoon, enforced upon them by the state of Kuwait. This is the most serious human rights issue reported in the Universal Periodic Review of Kuwait 2020 process. Some of those who have reported the erasure or administrative ethnic cleansing of the Bedoon by Kuwait in the Universal Periodic Review process have risked their lives to do so, believing in the integrity of the process. In communications to the United Nations General Assembly of 13th of November 2019, the Human Rights Council Working Group on the Universal Periodic Review briefly summarised human rights breaches against the Bedoon and others occurring in Kuwait. The working group repeated information from the previous Universal Periodic Review of 2015 and other reports issued by treaty bodies since 2015. However, it failed to disclose that it has since then received reports of erasure or administrative ethnic cleansing, of threats by government of mass deportation of the Bedoon, and indicators of genocide from multiple sources. It is incumbent upon the Universal Periodic Review Working Group to accurately represent new information on the Bedoon reported to it by credible sources, both as facts and interpretation, to the General Assembly and the general public. We request that the United Nations Human Rights Council and its working group stop assisting the government of Kuwait to cover up these crimes against humanity against the Bedoon.